This video can change your life if you actually allow it to. Okay, I'm in the coaching career school, AJC, over in London, and we just did an exercise on the power of language. And it was a sentence completion exercise. And essentially, the prompt was, this is going to be the greatest AJC weekend because, and then we were to give 10 reasons why. Okay, now this is setting the table, right? This is setting the context for the next couple days and for this experience. And one of the things that it did is that it reminded me of persuasion on how if I were to go, hey, don't think about elephants. What are you going to think about? Right? You're going to think about elephants. But if I set you up to start thinking about what I want you thinking about, right? Why is this going to be an amazing weekend for you? Well, it's going to be because of all of a sudden we start revving up this engine, right? This engine starts revving up, and then we start, well, it's going to start because of this, this, and this. By the way, I'm not out of a mental ward. This is Stonehenge. Not the point. Point is, I surprised myself in my reasonings, and I got very emotional, and I got this really beautiful connection to myself in finishing that prompt, right, and completing this sentence completion exercise. And the reason why I'm recording this is because you want to help people create beautiful things in their lives, whether it be your clients, whether it be yourself, whether it be your kids or your wife, anybody, the people that matter to you. When you can harness this idea of language creating, and for those of you who have worked with me, you know the document process, the idea of consciously creating yourself with the language that you use, with the words that you use to describe yourself. I am a safe space for truth to be felt. I am the greatest me of all time. I am that it is a gift to work with me, right? What am I doing? I am leveraging language to create the context of King Richard the Lionheart. And it is in that decision to consciously create myself that I now have a reference point. I have these ideas that I want to live out of, and that connects me to my higher self. Now, what is a practical application of this? Okay, practical application of this. Let's say you have a client call. All right, you have a client call, and you were to ask them, "Hey, how is this going to be a life-changing conversation with you or for you? How is this going to be a life-changing conversation for you? What are 3 ways that this is going to be a life-changing conversation for you?" You have a sales call, right? Hey, what would make this an amazing conversation? What would you need to walk away from this with having that put a big smile on your face, right? What am I doing? Like, I'm setting the table, I'm setting the scene, I am revving up that engine so that the person across from me can start thinking about what it is that they want. And you help them to connect deeper to themselves with the power of language, and you get to convey the idea that language creates. That is how you give them an experience, and that is how they end up getting excited, and then they start to uh, like see what it is that you're trying to teach them. So some of you are consultants that want to be coaches, or some of you are coaches that want to deepen your impact. Cool. Here's how you do that, right? The sentence completion exercise. And it can be, someone had a beautiful suggestion. I loved it. It was, today is going to be the best day ever because. What if we were to do that? What if we were to write down in our journal, today is going to be the best day ever because, and we give ourselves a reason. What are we doing? You are programming your subconscious mind to look for what you decide it needs to look for. So we're not beholden to our habitual thinking. So we're not like, oh, good, today is just going to be what it is, or we'll see how it goes. No, forget about all that. Screw that. You decide, right? What do we want to be? Conscious creators of our lives. We want to be intentional about what we want to create. So this is how you use language. You have an important conversation with your wife. Hey, what would, about your marriage? Let's play with this. What would make this marriage exciting for you? Now what do we have? We have an opportunity, right? What would have to happen, or we will have the greatest marriage ever because there you go. Ask your wife, right? Give me 10 reasons. Like, let's do this exercise, and if there's resistance, then you obviously, as my client or as, someone in my world, that it's incumbent upon us as men to lead our way through that if there's resistance, but that's a different conversation. Right now, we're just talking about the power of language. What are 10 ways that, let's see, let's play with it. We are going to have the marriage of our dreams because right there alone, that alone, what does that do? It sparks, it ignites something. It gets the solid, stuck parts of ourselves to start moving, right? It starts moving, and then we start thinking, and we start to explore. Language is this portal to exploration and connection. What do you want, brother? You want connection. You want creation. We want to create the results that we want to create. The reason I'm going to win is because do that yourself. You have infinite access to all of these different prompts and these different ideas. But that is how. The reason I'm going to make $10,000 this month is because you write down 10 reasons. Now you start having ideas. Now you start getting inspired. You start to get excited about these things. Language creates. And so now again, for the document process, which is not my signature process, but is a core component of the restored man, the restoration process of returning a man back to God's opinion of who he is rather than his own through the process of forgiveness, right? Even that, the idea of I forgive myself for judging myself as I am unlovable, or I am a bad father, for what is more true is that I am that I protect, provide for, and cherish my children, and especially enjoy my time with them. That language reminds me of the kind of dad that I want to be. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to take this forward, and I want you to create some semblance of this exercise, okay? Now, let's make it could be as simple as today is going to be the best day ever because, and you give yourself a reason, and then you start to see how setting the table like this, prompting your mind to fill the empty glass with a bunch of brilliant ideas, of course the pinky's got to be out, with a bunch of brilliant ideas. That's where creativity and imagination come from. We are leveraging the power of the subconscious mind to create the results that we want. Language creates. How are you going to use the power of language and the power of prompting to create the results that you want, both for yourself, for your clients, and for your relationships. Let me know. Best of luck. I love the shit out of you. King Richard signing out. I'll see you in the next one.